Welcome to the kids class. So this is one of the core 5 classes. This is our 105 of the core 5 classes. Now, last week, Wendy taught the Oils of Ancient Scriptures class, and we went ahead and made that an alternate to this 105 in case, we're kind of cramming it in the end of the year, and in case you have to choose between the two before the end of the year to be able to participate in the free diffuser giveaway. Now, that's for our team. Anybody in our team that watches the core 5 videos, and the alternate is going to be the kids class or the Oils of Ancient Scripture class. I recommend both because even if you don't have kids or grandkids, this information applies like to everybody anyway. So for those of you that are participating in the core 5 diffuser giveaway, you do need to watch all 5 videos before the end of this year. So you have a few days left. And you have to fill out the form. So if you are looking for the form and you haven't seen it, it is in Strictly EO. But if you haven't seen it and you can't find it, send a message to me, send a message to Wendy, we'll get it to you. That way you can participate in that and you can locate all the videos. Don't hold back because you think, well, I should be able to find these. If you're letting that be your stumbling block, then just message us. We will send it to you, no problem. Okay. So we'll talk about some of the upcoming classes at the end, and I just want to do a giveaway for those of you that were here on time. And let's see, I'm just going to do a quick on another screen without changing in here. Let's see, how do I get, okay. I'm going to do a quick drawing on the other end here. I'm just not going to share it because I'm just going to leave the screen as it is. Okay, we had Wendy, and we had Leslie, and we had Michelle, and we had Deborah. Okay, I'm going to do a quick drawing. It's spinning right now, and what I'm going to give away is Sniffle Ease. And that will go to Leslie. Great job, Leslie. All right. Now let's go back to our kids class, and we have several videos in here. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you're going to be able to hear the sound on this. Okay, we go to share, just share sound. They used to say share computer sound. So, all right. So how many of you knew, and you can talk, you can be in the chat or you can be on Facebook Live. Wendy, are you kind of keeping track of what's going on Facebook Live? Okay, great. In the chat, let me know how many of you knew that we actually have kids products. And if you did, and you're using some, what is your favorite one and why? Okay. You haven't tried any, Becky? Kid Power. Oh, Kid Power. Yes. I have it sitting right next to me. I'll share all about Kid Power as we get to that one. If you're ever going to order, if you're just like, I don't know, even as an adult, you order all the KidScents and like put roller balls on those. And they even have, do they still, Wendy, do you know if they still have the roller bottle set that is like the whole set with the roller bottles?
I believe that they do. I think last time I was going through the kid stuff, but I can check in a minute and look. But they did have the whole set.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the cool thing about these, and we'll talk a little more about it as we go through, is that they all already have carrier oil in them, so you don't have to worry about, diluting them. If your skin tends to be very sensitive, you can get these and you just know like what they're used for. Try them and see if they work for you. So Michelle says, I knew it, but had a few of them and gave them away. I had not tried any of them. Debbie knew, but has not tried any. Leslie, I knew, but I got a Kid Power in a giveaway. Todd said he loved one of the kids' oils. Yes. So Kid Power it smells so good. All right, so I haven't introduced myself yet. For anybody that doesn't know who I am, I'm Jen Strickland. I have been using Young Living products since 2009, And really, it was like a slow development. It took me a long time to kind of get the hang of it, figure out what was what. And that's one of the reasons that we're here. Whenever you come and join, okay, Wendy just posted that we still have the roller bottle set. They're so cute. When you come and join Young Living, one of the reasons that the founders chose to use network marketing is because when you just go out and buy something like essential oils on the store shelf, you don't really know how to use them. You can do some research. You're not going to know the difference. You don't know what about quality, and quality is super important when it comes to essential oils. So with our business, we are here to support you. So whenever you choose to join Young Living, you need to make sure that you are joining a team that is very supportive so that you can have someone to ask questions, right? When I first joined, I had a friend, a sweet friend that she would answer questions and stuff, but I didn't know about so many things until I had deactivated and joined again under somebody else who really held my hand and said, look, here's how you use these things. And I learned so much. So it really makes a difference who you sign up under. And for those of you that are brand partners, take that as a lesson. It is very important to support your people that come in. That's why what Young Living pays us for. We're here to help you. So it's my hope that whenever you leave this class, you're going to have a completely different perspective about how to care for your family, especially if you're here for the first time. If you have little ones, how to care for them in a different way, and why it's critical to like kick the unclean ingredients that you have in your home to the curb. We're going to talk about some of those things. This class centers around the KidScents line. So let's jump in. And okay, I can see I got to switch slides on both of these then. There we go. So how did I get started? Well, I talked a little bit about how I got started, but when I first started even rethinking my cleaning products in my home, I was pregnant with my daughter. And I knew that she was just going to be this tiny, delicate little thing, and she was. And were the products that I was using, that I grew up using and cleaning with, was that going to be okay? We used bleach and ammonia growing up. I don't know about you. What kind of cleaners did y'all use? Thankfully, my mom knew don't mix the two because that makes a bomb. But we did use some super harsh cleaners. And I had horrible respiratory problems growing up. I had bronchitis every winter. I just thought it was a normal thing. I had allergies all year long. I sneezed all the time. And I was the snotty kid. And it was just ridiculous. I even, by the time I was an adult, well, even as a teen, I remember my mom saying, why can't you smell anything? I lost my sense of smell a long time ago. So I have repaired some of it, but I didn't know what the cause was. Later in further research, I realized that all of the harsh cleaners that we were using, the allergy problems, respiratory problems, I had pneumonia like 4 times growing up, and I had asthma. It was undiagnosed, but I was on inhalers and all kinds of things, and went in for all kinds of weird breathing treatments and stuff. So the products that we were using in our home were causing me a lot of problems. So whenever I moved out of the house, I didn't want to use those products. I didn't know why. Like I didn't know they were harsh cleaners. I just knew I hated them. And so I went to baking soda and vinegar and water. And I did keep bleach around for different things. And I didn't know about laundry detergent and stuff like that. But I started researching it when I was pregnant with my daughter and realized, this was the cause of a lot of my problems. Do I want that for my daughter? Now, we cover a lot of this topic in the 102 class, the Toxin-Free Home, where Becky taught all about all of the chemical ingredients and how bad they are for our health. But let's just touch briefly on some of that here. And I see a bunch in the chat here. Let me see. Oh, what did I use to restore my smell? Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. What are some of the things that you have heard that good moms use? Michelle, you said you used tons of pine salt. Oh yeah, now I smell that. I'm like, gross. Why did we even think that that was the smell of clean? Bleach burns my nose. It's awful. When you stop using all this stuff, then the cleaning aisle at the store is going to be awful. So yeah, in the chat, what is it that you've heard that good moms use? I'm gonna wait to see some of these. Clorox, yes. Disinfect, right? I had so many moms use Clorox bleach wipes and stuff, and this was one of the things that I got in a little battle over when we were in our scout troop, and I was managing the young kids area, and realized that they would wash the toys, which is common practice in nurseries and daycares, to clean the toys in bleach water. And I'm like, are you kidding me? They suck on them all day. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about Clorox wipes, and I'm going to come to the rest of yours. Yep. Those, yep. Clorox wipes. If you go look at ewg.org, I think it's ewg.org, EWG, Environmental Working Group. Clorox wipes. They scored like one of the worst scores there are. And here's what the concerns are on there: respiratory concerns, general systemic organ effects, skin irritation, skin allergies, skin damage to vision. It contains chloroform, which can create developmental effects. Those are the concerns. Endocrine effects, reproductive effects in our babies, in our kids. General systemic effects, organ effects, nervous system effects, digestive system effects. That's all of the chloroform related stuff and more. And then the carbon tetrachloride that's in it also causes a lot of these same effects, cancer being one of them. Another ingredient, kidney and urinary effects, and then and cancer. So, and then somebody else said, who's this? Michelle, Lysol. Good moms use Lysol. Spray it all over the room, the baby's crib, because you don't want any germs. In the meantime, they're like sucking on the rails and breathing it in, right? Okay, go look this one up. Here's the Lysol morning linen. The high concern was damage to DNA. Damage to DNA. Developmental, endocrine, reproductive effects, cancer, and there was some concern for nervous system effects, skin irritation, allergies, damage, and more, including biodegradation. So if you have any concern for the environment, all of these are horrible for the environment. And then Wendy said Johnson & Johnson baby wash. Yes. So here's Johnson's baby shampoo. The moderate concerns are cancer, a high concern of allergies, immunotoxicity, and some concern for developmental and reproductive toxicity. What about laundry detergent? A lot of us think, oh, laundry detergent, we should go gentle, like the baby one, right? Like Dreft. Well, here's what we found on Dreft: pure gentleness liquid detergent, free and gentle. The high concern, developmental, endocrine, reproductive effects. Some concern, skin irritation, allergies, damage. Respiratory effects, cancer, damage to DNA, general systemic organ effects, nervous system effects, damage to vision. What? Like, what are we doing to our kids? This is super depressing, right? So this is what I came across when I was looking more into the cleaning products with my daughter. And I was like, this is ridiculous, even for baby stuff. So I even used essential oil because didn't know, like whenever my son was born, I had gotten rid of all those bad things. So I was like, okay, now I'm a more of a crunchy mom, so I can use essential oil. So I got the Now lavender or something. And I started making my own baby wipes because I was so natural. Well, it burned his little bottom bad. And I didn't know what was wrong. I was like, is it the cloth diapers? Is there something that he's eating? All this, I didn't realize the difference in essential oils. I didn't know that there were lower quality ones. So we had to take care of his little bottom. These flew off the shelves and were not available during COVID. Which one were we talking about here? All these products. Oh yes. COVID, we need to kill all the germs, go get all of these toxic products. And where are we getting more sick, right? So here's the deal. When I first realized all of this, I was upset, especially after I thought I was being so natural. And I found some of the cleaning products that I did switch to were greenwashed, which is like where you have basically the same product, they slap a new label on it, say all natural, and maybe put a little bit different fragrance. And then I was like, fool me once and fool me twice. Am I going to be fooled again? I don't know, because we have to learn, right? So we can't be hard on ourselves as parents. Moms and dads are faced with decisions every single day, both big and small decisions. Some there are out of our control, but unfortunately, there is no manual for to follow for or a chemistry degree that's going to teach you what you need to know to make sense of everything out there. The key is to remember that you can control, what you can control and what you will allow in the four walls of your home. So once you find these things out, then you can be empowered to make decisions towards making your home a safer home. Do not beat yourself up. We had a class a few years ago, and one of the moms just called me crying. And she's like, oh my gosh, I've been hurting my kids and I didn't know it and stuff. And what a terrible mom. No, you're not a terrible mom. You came to this class and you're learning. There's only, you don't know until you know. So the concept of clean living will have you making radical changes. They did with me, they did with Wendy, they have with everybody that finds these things out. They learn. Either they don't believe it or they learn and change. So if you don't believe it, I encourage you to do further research, because all of the information is out there on all of these websites. It's out there, but the buyers are what encourage these companies. Companies are driven by profit. When you put your money into certain products, it's telling the company, we as consumers want these products. When everybody stops pouring so much money into that, then the company's like, okay, the consumers don't want these products, let's change to these. They want something more natural. And we are starting to see some of that trend, thank goodness. But we have to be educated consumers. So you will find what you thought was safe all this time is actually poison. Be very careful about greenwashed products. And that's where you need to go back and watch the Toxin-Free Home. And we have that on YouTube. You can go watch it anytime. The things that you've trusted are things that you may not be able to trust anymore. Some products that were natural or were bought out by these big Procter & Gamble cleaning companies. And then they change the ingredients. Have you noticed that? When the ingredients change, you're like, this isn't quite the same as it was. Be careful about that. Check and see if something changed. So, and sometimes it can be really overwhelming to make these drastic changes towards a clean home, but you can do this one step at a time. Don't freak out. Just learn to be an informed consumer and make the swap as you can. Move one bad product out and then another until you've gotten rid of the yucky lurking things in your cabinet, and shift from damage control to preventative maintenance, which is staying above the wellness line. We'll talk a little bit more about what the wellness line is. So know better and do better. Just work on one product at a time. Now, some of us, I know when Wendy signed up, she got 2 premium starter kits and she was already pretty natural minded, but she was like, no, we're just going to switch right now. We're moving right into it. And I do see quite a few people do that too. Okay. So staying above the wellness line. I don't know if you've heard this. We haven't used that phrase in a while, but what the heck does that mean, right? So staying above the wellness line means making slow changes like we were talking about, but not just slow changes in the cleaning products, also slow changes in your child's diet and lifestyle. And even if you're an adult, these are slow changes. You don't try to change everything at one time, because that's where it becomes overwhelming. You learn one thing, change one thing at a time, slowly make those changes. And in a year, you're going to be a completely different person. You're going to feel completely better. Things are going to change. Watch your kids' sugar intake. I have to watch my sugar intake. I have to be very careful about that. You need to keep your kids' sugar intake to less than 10 grams per day, which I know we're in the season of let's eat all the sugar. I heard the other day, it's not cold and flu season, it's sugar season, and that's why everybody's getting sick. Sugar really shuts down the immune system, and then they're exposed to all kinds of stuff. So be very careful about that. Make sure that your kids stay hydrated. Try to feed all organic if you can. Go look at the Dirty Dozen lists and see which ones that you should start with on the most organic, like the things that you need to get organic, and then you can work on the rest. So one thing to keep in mind there is like the thinner the skin of the produce or the fruit, the more likely that's going to need to be organic. If it has a thick rind, then it's not as much needed to be organic like a watermelon. But the more organic you go, the better. Use discernment when it comes to processed food, fast food, and non-organic food. Make sure that they supplement at bedtime. We have all kinds of supplements we'll talk about in a little bit. And make sure that your kids get enough rest. All of this goes for adults too. We know this, right? Don't neglect your rest. Don't neglect your water. Cut back on sugar. Everything is going to be better. Everybody that's here that has been a rev up, they know. Ask them. So the truth is, if you really knew the outcome of what you were giving your kids daily, you'd be more inclined to make so many different choices. The cost really is too high not to. You already know that it's time to take a step back from the things you've always done. And that's why you're here in this class. It's time to jump into some better choices. So let's talk about Young Living Seed to Seal. Young Living Seed to Seal. This Seed to Seal is the premium standard for essential oils in the world. It's the best in the world. That means that you are getting the best of the best for your kids when it comes to the products that we have. We have more than just essential oils. We have lots of other stuff for kids. We have food items. We have protein powders. We have all kinds of things that are all essential oils infused, even supplements. So many of the blends that come in the kids starter bundle that we're training on now contain lavender oils. This is lavender in the field at the Mona. It's a little sideways there. It's the Mona farm. It's one of Young Living's most famous oils. Sometimes the best way to fall in love with oiling is to go directly to the farm and see it for yourself. And we can do that. We can go directly to all the farms. I highly encourage you to go to convention this summer if you're able. It's not just a business convention. It is for customers. Like, it's for everyone. And you can go to the farm and see the fields, see the distillation, all kinds of things. So for now, let's see this farm right here on video. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear this. Is it good? Oops. I think it stopped sharing. Let me go back there. Okay, let's switch the slides. No, here we go. Okay. So Okay, so here's a map showing all of the locations for the distilleries, and we have in several farms that we have. So farms and distilleries, some of the offices. I think this graphic is a little bit old. We've got more than this. We have tons of partner farms all over the place that aren't even located on here. So the thing about Young Living is it is literally the global leader in essential oils. We have nearly $2 billion in sales annually. This means that those that use the oils keep returning because they actually work. There are 3,000 global employees, 600 life-changing products, 600 plus, 16 corporate and partner farms, more than 20 international markets, 50 highly trained scientists. Yes, we have scientists, 12 independent partner labs, and 6 million global members. We have more than that now. Those that use the oils keep coming back because they work. They would not use the oils if they didn't work. Okay. Y'all are still seeing just the slide, right? Okay. Just making sure everything is working properly. So I like maps, so that is a nice visual for me. So speaking of science, let's cover a little bit. This is more statistics than it is actual science. Let's talk about this. In 2008, a Beasley study showed that babies who were given acetaminophen, Tylenol, had a 46% increase of having an asthma-related occurrence if they got a single dose within their first year. Okay, a study, so it is science. They also have 35% increased risk of eczema. The scariest part of acetaminophen is that one of the most common drugs out there, it is one of the most common drugs out there. And what does the doctor always say? Oh, just give them some Tylenol, baby aspirin. Well, Tylenol mostly, right? And it's considered the safest on the shelf for kids. It's found in so many products. The purpose of teaching discernment is so that you can look instead at the what ifs. What if we remove the toxic products, such as the chemicals that tax the immune system? What if we limited sugar and added supplements so their body was strong enough to do its own fighting? Our bodies are created to heal themselves, given the nutrients and the tools necessary to do the job, instead of just putting bandages on the symptoms, right? Additionally, in 2008, experts warned the FDA of the dangerous side effects of cough syrup use for children. There were so many side effects. Kids were having convulsions. They were getting a rapid heart rate, losing consciousness, and in some cases dying. The FDA, in its public advisory, it noted in its public advisory that it was aware of the reports of serious side effects in kids ages 2 to 11 and is still reviewing information. Because of this, drug companies voluntarily pulled 14 cough and cold products targeted at toddlers from store shelves. Your kids do not need to be the guinea pigs. This is not good. So let's talk a little bit about the history of essential oils. We're not going to go into the whole history that Wendy taught last week, but we're just going to touch up on a little bit of stuff here. So what are essential oils and why do you even want to use them? So I have some people that I talk to and they're just like, well, like why would I even want to use essential oils? Like, what's it for? So essential oils are a natural ancient remedy. They're derived from plants. They have been used for millennia for a multitude of purposes. In ancient times, there were only a few ways to heal the body. Immune-supporting foods like garlic and onions, herbs, and oils. Oils are about 1,000 times more powerful than herbs because they're derived from large quantities of plant materials. Each drop of oil is cold pressed or steam distilled. They are ready to use. It's like fast food, the fast food of natural health in a bottle. The hard work is done for you at the farm. All you have to do as a busy mom or dad is open the bottle and go. So where dried herbs are, they're just not as concentrated. And essential oils are like super concentrated. So whenever they're going to be more effective than the dry herbs will be. Essential oils are made up of tiny constituents that enact change in the body. The molecules in oils, they access the limbic lobe of the brain where your emotions are stored. It's right in the center of the brain. The effects that they have on the body are much gentler than the stuff that you might grab from the store. Up until about 150 years ago, herbs and oils were the primary go-to in homes. Moms used them and they trained their kids to use them. As time went on, they got lost in translation and they lost popularity to convenience. And it's time to learn again. So it's time to stay ahead of the curve and create preventative maintenance through in the home with oiling. So make your home proactive instead of reactive. So reactive is treating the symptoms. Proactive is making sure your body has the tools it needs before it starts to have illness. So where do we start? I love the Young Living Little Oiler Starter Bundle. In the Zoom chat, Wendy posted some pictures of the starter bundle, I think. There's the Sprout the puppy one. And then we have the Snowy the Owl. I see a lot in the chat here. We may have to go back and talk about this at the end. Yeah, we'll go back and talk about some of these things. So Michelle says, my coworkers spray Lysol and wipe everything down with Clorox wipes. And I would be extremely nauseous and have headaches in less than 2 minutes. People have headaches all the time. They don't even know why. Yeah. Okay. How do you count sugar substitutes like monk fruit? Yeah, we can talk about that at the end. They need Wendy's elderberry syrup. Oh yeah. Okay, Wendy, thank you for posting the Snowy the Owl one. That one is so cute. Okay, so in the chat, those are there. For those of you on Facebook Live, you're not going to see that, but you can do a quick search in on the Young Living website to find those little Oilers bundles. So there's 2 different ones. So, but I really like these bundles because you get half a dozen oils that you use topically and aromatically from one single bundle designed for your child's safety in mind. In one swoop, you have an arsenal of things on your shelf to tackle almost any kid problem. The starter bundle comes with 6 bottles of KidScents oils, 2 roll-on caps, and the diffuser. So it's either Feather the Owl or the Sprout the Puppy diffuser. And I'll show you those in just a moment. So to get started, if you snag a Little Oiler starter bundle, you will have automatically become a Young Living customer. So this is like the preferred customer price, and we'll talk about how that works a little bit. Like whenever you buy one of these bundles, if you haven't become a customer yet of Young Living, this is one of the things that will help unlock that 24% off of everything that you order in the next year. So you'll never have to pay the retail price again. And this is the best way to start is with one of these starter bundles. Okay, so what about, is it cost effective? The cost is one of the first questions that usually comes up. Depending on the oil thickness, viscosity is the word that we use, a 5 ml bottle contains 90 to 100 drops of oil. So if you could see me up here in the corner, this is a 5 ml bottle. This is a 15 ml. This is the 2 sizes that they come in. There is a set that comes with these rollers, and these are usually 10 ml bottles. So each application is 1 to 3 drops in the 5 ml bottle is 90 to 100 drops. Each application is 1 to 3 drops. So 90 applications can last up to 6 months, depending on how often you use it. If you make it into a roll-on, like the kit comes with these roller bottles or roller tops, and you take this little plastic orifice out here on the top and you pop in the little roller, then then you can use that as a roller. So if you make it into a roll-on and use that specific oil 3 to 5 times a day, it may last you about 3 months. To figure out how much it will cost per month, take the wholesale price. I know some of you are numbers people and you want to know this. Take the wholesale price that you paid for the oil, divide it by the approximate months that it should last, and then it'll give you the cost per month. And then you'll see how cost effective it is. So for example, Tummy Jize, which we'll talk about what Tummy Jize is, but it's kind of a giveaway in the name. It is a $13.50 a bottle for the 5 ml bottle. And it only if you use it like 3 to 5 times a day, like we're talking about, then it's only going to cost like $4 a month. So let's take a closer look at the Little Oiler starter bundle and what comes inside. Let's start with the Feather the Owl diffuser. We have such a cute video on that. Get switched over to it here. Okay, here we go. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's talk about that super cute diffuser. Okay, so Feather the Owl and the Sprout the Puppy is going to be the same. It's going to do all the same things. It's just a different shape. So it's an exclusive custom designed ultrasonic diffuser. And what that means is that it has like this vibration plate in it that causes the essential oil and the water to come out as a mist, like an ultrafine mist. So it also functions as a humidifier, an aroma diffuser, a nightlight, and a white noise machine all in one. It has multiple diffuser modes, 10 different LED light color options. So kids love to play with this and change the colors and stuff. It can release oil into the air for up to 10 hours. This diffuser runs 25 to 40% longer than competitor kids' diffusers. People used to ask me, what's the difference between the Young Living diffusers and can I just get one on Amazon or whatever? I was like, just get whatever. I don't know. Just use the right oils. Well, then they came back to me like, wow, it didn't last very long. Like, oh, I didn't know that. And I had all kinds of complaints. Oh, it just like barely put anything out into the air. It broke in no time. It didn't have a 1-year warranty like the Young Living diffusers have. And the Young Living diffusers are BPA free. So that makes a difference when you're talking about putting oils in plastic, right? It will run in high mode for 5 to 6 hours. The low mode runs about 8 hours. There's an intermittent mode that runs 10 hours, which is 1 minute on and 1 minute off. So that's nice for overnight. It's easy for children to operate. It has like you just touch the little feet and it changes modes and changes things. So make sure you read the instructions because there's more. It does more than you realize if you don't read the instructions. I'm speaking from experience. Okay, to turn the owl on or change its colors, you touch the talons, the little toes. I think on the puppy it has also some. We'll look at the picture of that and see. There is a built-in speaker with 5 different white noise sounds. It has rain, birds, ocean waves, a fan, and a lullaby. You can use the nightlight option or one of the white noise functions independently or independently of the diffuser mode. So it doesn't all have to happen at one time. You can turn one part off and one on. So here's a fun fact. The oil character, owl character, was chosen by Young Living member children. Okay, so let's look at how this works. Little short video here. Okay, and here is the Sprout the puppy. I do love the ocean waves too. I like the little lullaby one. Hey, I have this diffuser. So, well, I don't have the puppy one. I have the Snowy the owl. The one on the last video was Feather the owl. They had both as options at one time. Like they came out with Feather the owl, and then they came out with Snowy the owl as a special thing. Everybody went crazy over Snowy, and so now Snowy is with the little Oilers kit. And I don't think we have access to Feather anymore, but we love these. So here's Sprout the puppy. I'm not sure. I think probably his little toes have the um, like where you change all of those things like the owl one. So just make sure you read the instructions on it, but it's super cute. And they also came out with a little turtle one that was just very short, like they only had it for a month or something. It was a little sea turtle and it was super cute. So watch out for those because sometimes they don't have them very long. Okay, so are we ready to talk about the oils? What do we do with all of these oils? So we have these are the ones that come in the kit, the Genius, Owie, Sleepy Eyes, Sniffle Ease, Tummy Jives, and Kid Power. All right. So here's the Genius. Okay. So Genius is great for homework time. This oil promotes feelings of grounding and focus while easing feelings of like occasional stress and distraction. It creates an atmosphere conducive to clarity, creativity, and alertness. So it's good focus oil. Use it in the diffuser or place 1 to 2 drops on the medulla. So that's back here, back of the head. And this one contains sacred frankincense, cedarwood, Palo Santo, Melissa, Rose, Vetiver, and bergamot essential oils. So if you know anything about those oils, that kind of gives you more of a clue for what they're for what this oil blend is for outside of that. So just anything thinking related, right? When young minds need to focus, keep distractions at bay by diffusing KidScents Genius. Okay, let's move on to that. Let's see, I actually have this one. I have all of them, but I couldn't find all of them. And it has a nice smell to it. I can smell the sacred frankincense in there. Okay, let's move on to Owie. Everybody probably knows what Owie is for. Whoops, go back. Okay, so Owie is for the boo-boos. This one is great to have on hand for kids' outdoor activities. You can apply this oil when the kids are distressed with minor skin irritations and boo-boos. This oil has cleansing and antioxidant properties as well as calming and relaxing properties. This cool blend contains balsam fir, tea tree, hinoki, clove, cistus, helichrysum. Helichrysum is for nerves. Cistus is for well, it's like if they're bleeding, put that on there and see if it helps to slow that down. And then elemi is also in there. Just all you have to do is apply topically 2 to 4 drops in the desired areas wherever the boo-boo is, wherever it hurts. And then, of course, like with all of these, no dilution is required because these blends are pre-diluted. So when roughhousing goes wrong, ease your kids' spirits and tears with Owie oil. Okay, sleepy eyes. So if you've tried all the sleepy things and you'd like to try this one, you can try it either for your kiddo or for yourself and see how that works for you. Let's see a little bit more about that one. Sleepy Eyes promotes an atmosphere conducive to calm, restful sleep and is an excellent way to help your child naturally relax at the end of the day. So you can put it in the diffuser, you can put it on their little feet and give them like a little massage up on the spine, on the bottom of the feet. They usually like that. So you can like create this little routine. And this is what I did to help my kids go to sleep. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. It's time to go, get some sleepy eyes rubbed on the feet. And they would just love the attention. Put it up on their backs, rub it into the shoulders, and just calm their little bodies down. You can also rub this oil on the feet. We already talked about that. Diffuse it up to 3 times daily. So you could do like nap time and then bedtime. Or if you need just like some calming time, and this is the one that you have. So this one contains lavender. Lavender is for relaxation. Geranium, Roman chamomile, also very good for relaxation. Tangerine, sacred frankincense, valerian, bergamot, and rue, also great for just resting. Rue is one of our rare oils. Does anybody here have rue? I don't know if that one is still available, but they did make that available at one point. I've got it on my shelf. The lid turns blue. Okay, sniffles. This is a good time for some sniffles. So sniffles is good for the sniffles or stuffiness, when the stuffiness is affecting your little one. This blend contains several cooling aromatic essential oils that can be diffused or applied directly to the chest, throat, back, or feet. So when we're talking about cooling, we're talking about the mint oils that are in there. Opens everything up. It can promote feeling of like health, wellness, and normal, clear breathing, while assisting in releasing feelings of discomfort. This blend contains more than a dozen powerful breathing oils, including eucalyptus blue, Palo Santo. Lavender is also really good for just like calming the respiratory system, like calming those tissues. Raven Sarah, Dorado Azul, RC, camphor, eucalyptus globulus, marjoram, myrtle, pine, cypress, black spruce, and peppermint. So many oils in that one, all very good for the respiratory system. And I have that one sitting here too, which I kind of need. I can smell the eucalyptus blue for sure. So if you look on the labels, the first oil that you see on the label, I don't know if you know this, but that has, it contains, that ingredients is the most. Does that make sense? Like it has the most amount of that ingredient in it. Okay. Tummy jize. My little guy needed tummy jize so much. He actually used DIFFUSER before tummy jize because they didn't have KidScents oils yet. So when they did come out with the KidScents oils, then we started using that, but he still tended to go back to his DIFFUSER because it was so effective. So Daniel was, he would eat a lot. He always liked to eat. He would eat a lot of goodies or too much of a meal, and his tummy would get really upset. And so he had his DIFFUSER oil, which he didn't like the smell of. I popped a roller ball on there, and he had his very own. So he could go and get that when his tummy got upset, roll it up, just like lift up his shirt, roll it on his tummy, put his shirt down so he didn't have to smell it. 15 minutes, it was fine. So great for digestion. And then when they came out with the tummy, the KidScents oils with the tummy jize, then we got those, and he had his very own collection. He walked around with his oils all the time. He had his own little container for them in his room. So he knew what to use for what, and he loved it. So tummy jize is calming. It's relaxing for the tummy, and feelings of anxiety and discomfort too, whenever it makes the tummy get upset. This blend can be diffused or rubbed on the tummy for a sense of balancing and grounding. So grounding is just really like whenever the emotions are just kind of crazy, when they get overtired and they're just like, the grounding, that's what grounding is, just helps to like, get their emotions stable. This blend contains peppermint, spearmint, anise, tangerine, fennel, cardamom, and ginger. And let's see, I do have that one. It's a gentler fragrance. Much gentler fragrance than DIFFUSER. You can smell a lot of that peppermint and spearmint in it, so it doesn't have such a strong like anise and fennel type of smell to it. Okay, and then some of you mentioned Kid Power. What do you think Kid Power is for? This one is like the kids' version of Valor. It gives them courage, and it smells so good. This is one of my favorites. Life can be big and scary for kids. Raising confident and courageous children can be extremely challenging, especially in today's world. Kid Power is a unique blend formulated to inspire feelings of confidence, courage, and positivity. Kid Power eases the occasional feelings of doubt, fear, and worry. So whenever they're going to school, I know I used to be so anxious about going to school. We'd have tests for the day, or even if we had a field trip day, anything that was a little different, I would just be so anxious. So it's comforting for times of anxiousness and nervousness, and it can help tackle daily stress because kids have it too. Kid Power contains the following oils: black spruce, blue tansy, camphor wood, frankincense, vanilla, and orange. And you sure smell a lot of that vanilla and orange in there. They're pretty powerful. You can apply 2 to 4 drops on your child's wrists or the back of their neck to inspire, motivate, and empower them to be their very best. You can also apply topically over the heart and the bottoms of the feet or big toes when the nerves come out from where the nerves come out from the brain. So the big toes are connected to the brain. Also the thumbs, this part of your thumb, connected to the brain. You can also diffuse 3 to 5 drops of this blend up to 3 times a day for courage and positivity. You can diffuse this, you can diffuse it all day long. I don't know about 3 to 5 times a day. So with Kid Power, they have the power to face big and little challenges. Sometimes they just need to find it in themselves. All right, let's watch this cute little video on Kid Power.
Wrap your kids in courage with KidScents Kid Power, exclusively by Young Living.
All right. So before we move on to some safety tips here, I wanted to bring up the fact that we have an oil blend called Vanilla Whimsy that is still available. I think it's on the, actually, is it still available? It might be sold out. It's sold out. Okay, if you got this one, this Vanilla Whimsy was released as part of the holiday collection. This is actually Kid Power that's in here, but it's in a very classy looking bottle, and it smells so good. I love it. So it's that orange creamsicle. Smells amazing. Okay, so let's talk about safety, because some people will ask you like, well, is it safe for the kids? Like, what are we supposed to do? Where do we put it? What do we, is it going to cause some problems or whatever? Okay, so Young Living oils have been used safely by millions of parents. I used it with my kids, like I've talked about. I have pregnant mamas and newborn mamas of newborns, and I have never heard anybody have a problem with using oils with their kids. But it's important to note a few things. So oils are powerful liquids distilled from the plant, so it's important to know the ins and outs of using them effectively. The key to using oils with kids is to go low and slow, especially with little bitty ones. According to Johns Hopkins University, here are a quick safety tip list as a guide. So don't put it in the eyes or the ears. Don't put it in yours. Don't put it in theirs. There are some ways to use it with the eyes and ears, but you need to be trained specifically on how to do that. So just, don't drop it directly in the ears. Don't ever put it in the eyes. If they get any in their eyes, then use some carrier oil like olive oil or coconut oil. Just rub it right in. It'll pull it right out. Do not use water. Water just spreads it out. Quality definitely matters. The bad stuff at like the bed and bath store is not likely safe for your kids. Stop using it. Just don't. This is for their health, not just make them smell good or whatever. You need to make sure you're using the quality. Dilute for topical use. So if you're using any of the KidScents oils, they're pre-diluted. If you're using some of the other Young Living oils, then you need to go ahead and dilute it depending on their age. If they're little tiny like babies, you need to put like about a nickel worth of, this is what I did, about a nickel worth of carrier oil with 1 to 2 drops of the oil, depending on what it is. If it's a hotter oil like peppermint or thieves or something, just barely any with that, and see how it works for them. Once they get older, then you can dilute it a little bit less than that. So talk to the person who invited you to see specifically what to do. You can use a diffuser. Use a diffuser made for essential oils. Don't be putting oils in weird things. We used to put in our vacuum, and that's okay. But you start putting it in humidifiers, that's not a good idea. Don't put oil in your humidifiers because it's not the right plastic. It'll mess up some of the things. Use it only in diffusers that are made for essential oil use. Keep oils out of the reach of kids because kids do weird stuff. So it's just a good idea to keep it out of their reach, especially if they get like one of the hotter oils and they pour it on themselves or something, then that's not going to be very comfortable and you won't know what's going on until, well, you probably will because you'll smell it. So start with the feet because the skin on the feet is tougher. So if you haven't used oils before, just start with the bottom of their feet. The chest and neck are sometimes more sensitive areas. The KidScents oils, like we said, are pre-diluted. They're pre-diluted with coconut oil, by the way. Get my big old drink of water. So they're pre-diluted with coconut oil, so they're less likely to cause any redness. Start with a very small amount on the feet and see how they handle the oil. If any redness occurs, then apply carrier oil. Use Young Living's V6 oil, which I like to keep around. The molecules in the carrier oil and carrier oils are much larger than those of essential oils, so they slow down the absorption rate. When you have an oil that feels like it burns, it's because the molecules are so small that they're going in very fast and you get that burning sensation. So you slow it down with carrier oil. Okay, again, authenticity. I had water the whole time here. So it goes back to authenticity. The grocery store brands, they're just not going to cut it. Just don't use it. Just don't waste your money on it. Cheap oils mean that the company has cut corners somewhere to save money. If you find a $5 bottle of frankincense, it's not frankincense, okay? Once you see the process, you know that is not even frankincense. Don't use it. Don't put it on your bodies. It's just awful stuff. You've spent a lifetime of dealing with products from the store that you thought were safe, only to find out that there were harmful synthetic ingredients in it. It defeats the purpose of oiling to use oils laden with toxic chemicals when the entire goal is to use oils to avoid toxic products. Here, we'll go to that slide. You can always trust the seed to seal premium standard of Young Living. The oils are authentic and it goes from the farm to your door, no middleman. Do not buy on Amazon. You don't know what they've done with the product. We have people that do that. I just ordered it on Amazon. Like, okay, how do you know somebody hasn't tampered with it? Get it straight from Young Living. And this is what keeps your kids safer. All right. So what you see is what you get. We don't think much about kids' personal care products. And if you saw some of our posts about this class, this is the post that we made on that. A study on parabens and phthalates found in products from the store showed it led to early puberty in both boys and girls. In 2019, a study by Hepatology Communications looked at 272 supplements associated with liver injury in kids. 51% of them had ingredients not listed on the label. This is why it's always a good idea to stick with products made by Young Living. With the seed to seal, you know that you're getting safe and authentic ingredients in all of your products. What you see is what you get. The FDA only intervenes and takes action when there is an adverse effect. That is not okay. No guinea pigging our kids, right? I had a cousin that took Flintstone vitamins. Anybody ever take those? And you expect the kids not to get into those? She overdosed on them and had to go get her stomach pumped. So, and the only reason that you overdose on that is because they had iron and vitamin A in them that are not, you can't break it down right. So it's just not safe for kids to get into those kind of things. There's all kinds of problems with those. Okay, so what other KidScents products do we have? We have lots of other ones. There is KidScents shampoo, KidScents lotion, toothpaste, bath gel. Tender Tush is the diaper rash cream. Actually, and do we still have, is it a KidScents Tender Tush? I thought it was like seedlings. I don't remember. But we do have a diaper rash cream. And we have Mighty Bites, which is a multivitamin. It's chewable. We have Mighty Pro probiotics, which is super yummy. It tastes like pixie sticks. In fact, my husband and son ate the whole package on our way home from convention one year. We have Mighty Zyme enzymes, which are also chewable. We have KidScents Unwind, which is also a powder to help promote a calm state to settle down. So that's a magnesium powder that you can give your kids before bed to just help calm them down. Okay, it's called Seedlings now. Yeah, so we have a whole baby line. All right. Let's go to the next slide here, and we have a little video. Wants to keep playing. All right. So that was the Mighty Pro. It is a prebiotic and probiotic in one. And it's a really, really good one. So I, even as an adult, take that one every day. Whenever I start feeling something coming on, I'll take the Life 9 probiotic that Young Living has. I'll take a bunch of it, like 5 or 6 or 8 at a time for a few nights and just knock it out. So this is one of the most popular kids products, the Mighty Pro. It's a unique synergistic blend of probiotics and prebiotics, as I mentioned, in one supplement, specially formulated for kids. A great feature of this supplement is that it tastes great and can be added to cold food or drinks to make it easy to consume for little ones. They will get over 800 billion active live cultures to support digestive and immune health. All right, so let's dabble in some DIYs. There are 3 different Monster Be Gone sprays listed in the script book, which I know some of you have. I didn't bring it with me, but I can get those to you if you would like to know more about that. They're a fun little way to get kids to sleep by spraying these in their closets, under the beds, and around the curtains to keep their fears at bay. Here's one that you can try. I'll go ahead and paste this in the chat because I didn't have time to put it on a slide. But if you want a script book, I actually have a bunch of those. They're just like all of these classes in short form that you can just read. So if you're a reader, you can just read through this. Okay, for some reason that just came through as a graphic that you probably can't even see. Why did it do that? Put it in the chat. Okay, let me just read it to you. So if you have a pen and paper, then you can write it down. Okay, to create the spray, add 6 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of witch hazel, and an essential Monster Be Gone blend of your choice. So here's one Monster Begone blend. So you're gonna put those all in a spray bottle. So this one is called Closet Monster Skedaddle. 3 drops of bergamot, 3 drops of lemongrass, and 3 drops of grapefruit. So 3 bergamot, 3 lemongrass, and 3 grapefruit. So then you just put 2 tablespoons of witch hazel with that, and then really just top it off with water. So you'll have like the little spray bottles that you can get at on Amazon. There's little glass bottles. Okay. I think the next one is a video. Here we go. This is the bubble bath. Okay, I love the Young Living blog. It has all kinds of recipes. If you haven't gone to look at the Young Living blog, go do that. And they just have all kinds of great stuff. So that was a bubble bath video, how to make your own bubble bath. All right, so let's recap your aromatherapy checklist here. Snag your little oiler starter bundle. There are some books that you can read. One is called, these are by Sarah Harnish, Harnish. Sarah Harnish. She has a book called Fearless, where you can walk through all your essential oils and how to use, like for the premium starter bundle, the Young Living Essential Oils Premium Starter Bundle. That Fearless book will walk you through all of that, how to use every single one. It's just a little bitty booklet. It's really nice. And then the script book, that's another option. I have these books. I have like a bunch of them. So if you need one, let me know. I'll get it to you. And then just watch the rest of these Core 5 videos, and you've got most of this figured out. So if you need help finding the Core 5 videos, let us know, and we will get those